Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I haven't live streamed in a bit, obviously. Work, life, all that sort of stuff. I hope you liked the last video. And speaking of videos, I was actually making a video of the future of gaming in general, but more so on COD. And then the news of Helldivers 2 drop in. That you had to have a PSN account in order for you to play, and all that stuff that just developed. Xbox closing for studios, Sony still with their policy of you have to have a PSN account on some games for Steam. Uh, all that sort of nonsense that is going on. We see it with Ubisoft, and their games doing stupid stuff in order for them to actually just, you know, be well, I don't know if wealthy, but just get money back, trap players in this kind of thing. And actually it makes me sad because this is going to be almost, this feels like a prequel of things to come. Not only because of the Ubisoft scam with their stuff, uh, with what happened with Escape from Tarkov, the $150 package that you had in the past with exclusivity, and now it's invalid because there's another one that costs like 250, and you're like, what? You know, I don't know where to pinpoint exactly what's going to be the downfall of gaming, but this is just a pillow because it's not just the devs. There's some dev teams that actually harm because Ubisoft. I don't think this is just fully Sony on this. It's like we gotta have something. You gotta trap them in our system. EA with their loot boxes, and is this good for the player? Obviously, it's not. They still do it. Their gambling stuff within FIFA, with all the sports games. GTA, even though it's a great game that is for come to be and everything, but just the looks of it, I don't think we're gonna be safe on that one. Looks cool, the trailer and everything, but we gotta see it behind the scenes. We gotta see the gameplay. If there's gonna be things that are gonna be locked on behind a paywall, um, we got to see the online thing because you got to remember GTA 5 had the GTA Online, and it was ripple of gambling stuff later on, and many players were like, what the hell is this? And that escalated quickly. Same with Diablo. I mean, companies right now are just, let's just say it straight, because even Ackman and other YouTubers have said it. Even Asmongold, with his criticism with Assassin's Creed and also Star Wars Outlaws. They're trying to trick you in that we have content ready for you to play, and it's locked behind a paywall. And if you don't pay it, you're going to be late on this content. So you have to invest in the money. And I think there's no easy way to say it. That's a shitty thing to do. Why is it a shitty thing to do? Because you're forcing us consumers into doing something that is not ethical. What is not ethical? Forcing us to spend money on you, on your content that you already have for day one. And instead of just releasing it, to the general public, it's like, no, we're going to lock it behind closed doors. And then you pay it. We got to see it with Assassin's Creed Shadows and Star Wars Outlaws. But I bet you that those DLC missions are going to be shitty, and everybody is going to want a refund on that part of it. But they're not going to get it. You know why? Because, the policy dictates that you already bought, you already played it, and we can't refund you because of it. It's like, are you shitting me on that? And then, The studio thing with Xbox. Okay, four studios, people lost their jobs. Yes, we're sad. My question is, were those because one of those studios was actually the one responsible for Red Dawn, and Red Dawn had a lot of promises, and those promises weren't given to the player. So, I mean, you somewhat understand their decision, but instead of firing them, and then instead of just closing out studios, just I don't know, merge them together. Yes, there's going to be cuts in personnel from that, but at least you're getting the best parts of it, and then just hey, you got a certain amount of time to develop this type of game, more hands on deck on it. So in between codes, you can say, and there you go. I just feel like right now, um, publishers more so than ever because the devs are feeling the pressure. Obviously, because of publishers because of their investors, but it's it looks bleak. It looks bleak, and if any indication of where it's going to come, the first blows, Sony just threw the first punches. Sony's going to try and do the exclusivity thing on the multiplayer side because they feel like everything that opened on crossplay is just for them. It was a signal of we don't longer have exclusivity on multiplayer games, so we have to find a way to actually make something exclusive to Sony. They tried it with Helldivers 2. They saw that the community was strong enough to push back. Yes, they pushed back on the PSN, but the battle on Helldivers 2 is not over. There's a lot of countries that are locked out of it that Sony is not willing to actually let those countries play Helldivers 2 again. So that fight, for as much as we got a in between quotes a major victory on that one, we still gotta fight it. We still gotta make Sony uh, feel the heat. I'm sorry to say, but we gotta still make them feel the heat. With Call of Duty, with Activision, we gotta wait and see because this is the first year that it's gonna be Microsoft. Exclusivity is gone uh, on that forefront. So I already got my thoughts on the new Call of Duty. If it is Black Ops, I'm not buying it because it seems that Treyarch doesn't want to separate themselves from the tag. Independently of that, I'm just hoping that there's no um, issues with it. Not only in the development cycle, but more so on we gotta meet the goal of here and there and pricing, blah blah blah. Content worth your money on other gaming things. Well, Hellblade 2 just came out. It's got its own storm. Stellar Blade its own storm with the censoring. I mean, come on. Just the excuse of the outfits for the character, for the female character. No, they just censored a lot of more stuff. The blood, certain scenes that are very cruel. But that's the theme of Stellar Blade. I still don't understand why you're trying to censor that. I mean, it's for a mature audience, not for kids. That's why we have a rating. But people want to exaggerate. It's like, ah, the internet is the internet. I understand. But still, within the internet, there's good things, there's bad things, there's bad people, there's good people. And right now, the internet should be united on pushing back with this publishers on pricing games, locking up content so you don't be quote unquote late on it, exclusive things for just a certain platform, or just secluding, you know, um, secluding things, just for the, oh, we got numbers. Investors invest in us because we're the best platform. It's like, no, if you just look at the specs of the new consoles, we're getting closer and closer to gaming laptops in a sense of way, or more so mobile PC units. So you can be on your laptop or your PC, and then hey, just a separate PC in order for it to run Uh, on my living room, I got a console. Either it's from Sony, it's from Microsoft, Xbox. So exclusivity on gaming is running out its course. Platforms are getting closer and closer to being PCs, as I said just a few moments ago. So where does this lead us? Well, it's always been a battle of us gamers against publishers and devs. You know, not fulfilling their promises on the gaming side, or from the publisher side, it's too pricey. You're looking up content that should be for everyone. Heavy on cosmetics, because if you don't have the latest cosmetic, you're not cool and everything. There's a lot of stuff that's gonna happen. It's up to us to actually just you know be at the forefront, be vigilant, stay united on the go. So let's keep on fighting on getting those hell divers from other countries on the platform again. Playing the game, uh, forcing Sony to open it to Xbox. More players there. Uh, Forcing Ubisoft to give that day one DLC content uh, for free. Not forcing you to pay $100 or $130 just to play it. It's a single player game. Locking up single player content behind a paywall, it's more egregious, in my opinion, than the loot box system. Because at least the loot box system, yes, the grinding for the tokens on gameplay, it's hard, but at least you have a choice. Over here, you don't have a fucking choice because there's no multiplayer side of it. It's single player. You either pay it or you don't to actually play that kind of shit. So that's my 2 cents on it. Let's just all stay united, stay vigilant, as I say. And as always, take care of yourself, your loved ones, and stay tuned. I got 2 videos upcoming. It's just taking a lot of time because of stuff going on over here. But anyways, big trust.